Hi everyone, it's Brandy Vanderheiden, and there's a topic that I've been wanting to bring up for a while that I think I'm going to keep coming back to because it has so many layers to it. But what I'm thinking about is anger, and I know I look kind of happy when I'm saying it, which for a lot of us is a way that we manage strong feelings. So I don't know if you're online, if you're out in the world, have you noticed that anger seems to be so much more potent these days? The way that people are talking to each other online, fighting, angry, very polarized and divided, it's very overwhelming and it doesn't seem productive at all. And a lot of people that I work with, um, anger has been a very tricky subject. Either it wasn't safe to get angry, um, it wasn't nice to get angry, um, and for some of us, we're not really socialized about how you do anger appropriately. So I think that's something that we can all benefit from working on. That anger in itself isn't a bad thing. Anger doesn't mean that you're going to lash out or hurt anybody. It means that you're having a sensation or an emotion just like any other, and you don't have to act out from that emotion. So if you just start with the idea that everything that we've been talking about has a pattern of it goes activation and then it goes settling. That's how it should go anyway. For some of us, it goes more like 0 to 100 and then it stays up there forever and then maybe it crashes and then we figure out that, oh, it went away and I didn't even notice. Okay? But if it's working the way it should go a little angry and then it passed. Now, when you want to engage with whatever thing or person that you're angry with is probably not when you're way up here. But that's when we feel the most compulsion to act because our body is telling us fight or flee. So obviously, if you're in a situation where you're not safe, you have to flee. And you might need to just withdraw for a bit and let yourself settle. But then once you're settled, you can engage with whatever you're wanting to discuss with a person, or you can talk to another friend or something like that to sort out and process what your feelings are, and then decide how you want to act. So the hardest part is when you're in that moment of anger, what do you do with it? Do you immediately shut it down? Do you start raging? Do you start typing out that email, which is a really bad idea? We all know it. We've all done it where we type out something and then we say, wow, like a couple hours later, it wasn't as big of a deal. Maybe something needed to be worked out, but maybe there was something else going on. Maybe it was just the state I was in. I had had enough for that day. My bandwidth was completely gone. So let's start here with anger. The next step is going to be figuring out how we can strengthen our boundaries and strengthen our communication skills. When you have those three things, it's so much easier to manage our relationships without the fear that we're going to destroy them from becoming angry. And I think the biggest gift that we can give people in our lives is our own regulation when they're upset, to not pounce on them or make them wrong or shut them down, just holding space until they get through and then come back and say, wow, that was a little intense. How are you doing? When you come into your own empathy and you have enough regulation and bandwidth, you can do things like that. And maybe it's just something that you have to practice little by little. But our whole planet is going to benefit if we each work on ourselves first. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.